That's a lot of meth. Wow. That's more meth than I would use on a week's worth of laundry detergent.
You do have the right to remain silent.
Me?
Uh-huh. But at this point, you are going to be placed under arrest for possession of controlled substance.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do, say, can, and will be used in court against you.
So I'm being abused, but yet I'm gonna get taken away. Don't mess with me.
Ma'am, you're being detained at this time.
You've got to see this to believe it. A 9-year-old boy finds a whopping 100-gram bag of meth under his mom's nightstand and hands it right over to the cops, tears streaming down his face. This roller coaster kicked off in Las Vegas, Nevada, back in July 2022. The body cam footage nails this crucial moment when the police first show up and the kid hands over the stash. Strap in because the mom's reaction is up next, and it's a doozy.
How are you? Well, thank you. So we were called to come check on your son.
A 9-year-old boy was filled with tears as he turned in his own mother, handing over to police a 100-gram bag of meth found in her bedroom.
You found this stuff, right? Where did you find it at?
Under her nightstand.
Under her nightstand, so that would be in the bedroom that she sleeps in?
Yeah.
The incident happened in July of 2022 in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hold on to your coffee. This one's a real spill. The mom, identified as KRA Long, meets the cops with a baffled face, completely disowning any knowledge of the meth stash. She's all what drugs, as the police poke around, asking about other recent visitors who might have dropped the goodies. Just wait till you hear how the kiddo spills the beans in the upcoming clip.
What is going on?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, you just handed it to me.
The child's mother was identified as Kendra Long.
This is my baby. Yes, he's in the bathroom for an hour.
Who else home with you?
Me and him.
All right. Why are you sweating?
Sweating.
You look sweating.
No, I'm not.
So there was other people here earlier. They left.
Get ready for a little heartbreak with a side of bravery. Here's the kiddo explaining how he stumbled upon the drugs all by himself in the bathroom, where he'd locked himself away to call his dad via an iPad. The officer reassures him, making sure he knows he did the right thing by ringing them up. Things are about to get even spicier as the plot thickens in the next scene.
So you got scared tonight. You called your dad. Where did you find it at?
Under her nightstand.
Under her nightstand. So that would be in the bedroom that she sleeps in?
Yeah.
And how did you recognize that? Like, what did you think when you saw it?
I just saw a couple bags. I was curious to pull it out, and then.
Right. And you got scared and you called your dad?
Yeah.
And what did he say? Call the police?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you did the right thing. I know you don't want to get anybody in trouble, and we're here to make sure everybody's safe.
Talk about an unexpected twist. The investigation deepens as the mother sticks to her story that the drugs aren't hers and hints that a buddy known as Pyscho, real name Alonzo, might have left them during a visit. The cops jot down every detail, gearing up for the next curveball involving custody battles and ex-husband drama.
When confronted about the drugs found in the Ziploc, Long responded she doesn't do drugs.
We don't have to do drugs to have drugs in the house. Take a look at that.
I don't even know what that is, you guys. I don't know where it's.
FaceTiming Tony. He was concerned. He was scared. Said, I found this in the house. I think it's drugs. Tony calls us to come and check on Austin.
I don't even know what this is or where he found it.
I don't either.
Who do you think left the stuff here?
A friend, which his nickname is Poncho, but his real name is Alfonso.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more tangled, the chat shifts to who gets the kiddo, with mom suggesting her ex might be framing her to snatch custody, sprinkling in some accusations of past shenanigans and money issues. Buckle up, the drama escalates when the cops test the mysterious substance up next.
Do you think your ex-husband would attempt to set you up
Oh,
to
I
win
mean,
full
then-
custody of Austin?
Oh, but that's what the objective was then. Now, I didn't think we had anything going on, but he has been short on the last 2 months' payment. I don't know what his situation is, but that's something to mention, I guess.
So you think maybe financially, so he doesn't have to make payments to you for child support. He would try to get Austin back.
Lights, camera, action. Let's see what this stuff really is. The police test the meth from the Ziploc, confirming everyone's suspicions. This little test spins the situation into a full-blown legal drama, complete with rights being read and all. Don't blink. Mom's reaction to getting cuffed is just around the corner.
The officers are seen testing the contents in the Ziploc bag, which they confirmed to be meth.
Yeah, that's a lot of meth. Wow. That's more meth than I would use on a week's worth of laundry detergent.
Given the confirmation of meth, police then read Kendra Long her Miranda rights.
You do have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right, you can say anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. If you cannot afford an attorney, be appointed and provided at no cost.
Here comes the meltdown. As Long gets handcuffed and stuffed into a police cruiser, she's all tears and denials, swearing she's clueless about how the drugs wound up in her nightstand. Stick around for the wrap-up next. It's quite the eye-opener.
But at this point, you are going to be placed under arrest for possession of controlled substance.
Any of them.
1337?
Is it not more, is it?
Yeah.
I did not me, and like I literally.
I get it. It's a bad
so
situation.
mad right now. I want to.
And now for the grand finale. The aftermath summary rolls out, revealing Long's charges of drug trafficking and child abuse. She managed to post a $25,000 bond, but was later busted for slinging drugs at home with her kid around. After violating her probation, she ended up in rehab. Meanwhile, her son's living with dad. It's a wild ride from start to finish, and who'd have thought it'd turn out like this?
Police then drive her off to jail. Police arrested Long for drug trafficking and child abuse. She posted a $25,000 bond that same day. Prosecutors found text messages Long was dealing drugs from her home while her son was present. She was sentenced to 2 years probation, which prosecutors say she violated months later. She has since been sent to an inpatient drug treatment program. The report also states that her son continues to live with his father.
Get ready for this doozy. An officer is caught in the back seat of his squad car with a woman he was supposed to be taking to jail. Investigators found traces of semen on his belt, which really spices up the scandal. This incident was captured on the officer's body camera. If you thought this was wild, just wait until you see what's up next.
An officer caught red-handed in the backseat of his squad car with a woman he was supposed to be taking to jail. Investigators later found trace amounts of semen on his belt.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
The officer received a proposition for sex from the woman right before his body camera conveniently went dark. This raises some serious questions about his conduct during the incident. The footage we have raises more questions than answers. Buckle up, because the roller coaster is just getting started.
After she apparently made the officer a proposition for sex, and his body camera video mysteriously went dark. All this is caught on body camera video.
You might want to sit down for this next bit. The officer reenacts the incident in front of his superiors, explaining how he and the woman were positioned in the car. He describes his awkward shuffle and accidental confinement in the back seat. This reenactment was meant to clarify the events that transpired in the squad car. Hold on to your popcorn, because there's more drama ahead.
I was like this. Do you want me to see how she was laying down, or
How you ended up inside?
I was like this, and then I positioned myself like this, and I already knew that there was no door handle, but I was just frantic. I was like, I can't get out of here.
Can things get any weirder? The incident began when body camera footage showed officers responding to a theft at a 7-Eleven in San Diego, where the woman was implicated. She was arrested for her involvement in stealing a car. The initial arrest set the stage for the bizarre events that unfolded in the squad car. And guess what? It escalates from here.
No weapons or anything on you? No, no. Alright, yeah, for sure. You got the one down and everything. Alright, go ahead and stand up for me. Yeah, maybe it's easy.
You won't want to miss this twist. Officer Anthony Hare, identified by the body camera footage, calls in to confirm a warrant for the female suspect. This establishes the legal context for her being in his custody. The conversation seems routine, but is crucial for procedural adherence. Keep your eyes peeled. The next part is a real shocker.
For the first time, we hear the officer's name, Anthony Hare.
Hi, it's Officer Hare at the San Diego Police Department. I'm just calling just to confirm a warrant. Officer Hare? H-A-I-R.
Alright.
Let me, hold on one second. Let me get that for you. Sorry, I'm not near my computer. Hold on.
Brace for impact. Here comes the juicy part. Officer Hare reads the Miranda rights to the female suspect, outlining her legal protections. This is standard procedure meant to ensure the suspect is aware of her rights during the arrest process. The formal reading of these rights is recorded on body camera, highlighting the procedural aspects of the arrest. You won't believe what happens next, so stay tuned.
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, alright? Here, just listen up. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do, say, can, and will be used in court against you. You have the right to speak with an attorney of your choice before questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you by the court prior to any questioning.
This next scene is a total facepalm moment. The next significant event occurs when another officer arrives to assist Officer Hare, who is now embarrassingly locked in the backseat with the female suspect. This was after more than an hour of being stuck, highlighting a severe breach of protocol. The arriving officer's body camera captures the anxious moment when Officer Hare admits everything went wrong. The absurdity continues, so keep watching.
Alright, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
Everything just went wrong. Okay, hold on, let me turn my camera off. She's code 4? She's code 4. Okay. So yeah, let me turn this off real quick.
Officer Hare isn't wearing his body camera when he's discovered in the back seat. He later told investigators it had somehow disconnected from the mount.
Can you handle more? Because here it comes. Officer Hare reenacts the situation for his superiors, explaining his actions and how he ended up locked in the vehicle. He claims he was trying to assist the woman who was lying down in the back seat. His explanation is met with skepticism, and this reenactment is critical in evaluating his conduct during the incident. Fasten your seatbelts. The next part takes it up a notch.
After all of this, Officer Hare reenacts the situation for one of his superiors.
Do you mind just showing us?
How you did? So I was like this, and then
How you ended up inside?
so she was laying down, her face was over there, and then I was just like kind of right here. I was like, wake up. I was like, hey, you okay? Blah blah blah.
Think we're done? Not even close. The video concludes with an investigation finding that Officer Hare violated procedures and provided false statements regarding the sexual nature of conversations during the transport. He resigned from the San Diego Police Department following these findings. This final moment sums up the repercussions of the incident for the officer involved. But there's one last twist, so don't go anywhere yet.
If you and him had a conversation and listening might interpret like, well, were they talking about sex or was it?
Thinking about sex?
Think about sexual comments or sexual stuff like that.
Officer Hare violated procedure, giving false statements and lying about sexual conversations he had during the incident.
Strap in for a wild ride. Officers arrive at the scene due to a call about a verbal disturbance. They are there to investigate the situation and clarify their presence to the involved woman. She seems confused and upset about the police intervention. Trust me, the plot thickens right after this.
Why are you here? Because we got a call about an allegation of verbal disturbance going on. That's why we're here. We got a call about a verbal disturbance going on.
Okay, so I'm being abused, but yet I'm gonna get taken away.
We're not saying you're getting taken away. We're trying to find out what happened.
Things just took a turn to crazy town. The woman expresses that she feels abused and is defensive about the possibility of being taken away. Police reassure her that they are just trying to understand the situation. Despite her requests, officers inform her that she cannot leave the premises as they are conducting an investigation. Hang tight, it's about to get juicier.
May I leave the premises?
No.
Really?
Yeah, right now we're in the middle.
Why?
Ma'am?
We're right in the middle of an investigation.
Investigation of
Yes,
what?
ma'am.
Is this just some kind of freaking show?
No.
Let me leave the premises?
No, ma'am.
Here's where it gets spicy. An officer encourages the woman to lean against a patrol car for her own safety as she appears unsteady. The woman is skeptical of the officer's intentions and inquires repeatedly about the presence of a camera, which the officers confirm is recording the encounter. And oh, the next part, it's a doozy.
Because you're falling over, okay? I don't want you to
I
get out of the
am?
car. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Where's your freaking camera?
Camera's right here, and it's rolling.
Really? Where's your camera, yo?
Yo, it's right here. Back up.
Ma'am?
Back up.
I'm done with it.
Okay, that's fine.
Look,
Don't
you're
mess
following
with
the traffic,
me.
okay?
Don't mess with me.
Hold on to your coffee. Things are heating up. Tensions escalate as the woman expresses her frustration loudly and questions the actions of the police. She is informed that she has a severely cut hand, which she does not understand. Officers decide to detain her, emphasizing that they are not playing games and urge her to calm down. You'll want to stick around for what's up next.
Ma'am, you've got a severely cut up hand.
Why?
Ma'am?
Why? Why do I have a severely cut up hand?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah. Maybe it's because of them.
Okay, do me a favor. Ma'am, you're being detained at this time.
You thought that was wild? Just wait. The woman becomes more agitated, demanding her rights be read as she does not believe the officers are acting lawfully. Eventually, an officer reads her Miranda rights, trying to manage her rising agitation. She continues to be distrustful and confrontational. Buckle up, the roller coaster isn't over yet.
Stay right here, okay? I'm not playing games with you today.
I'm not playing games with anybody.
Okay, we're trying to help you out, but
No,
calm
you're
down.
not helping me out. Give me my store, my train.
You want to give his backpack off first?
Yeah, go ahead, get my backpack off.
All right, guys,
You know
stop.
what?
Stop.
Yeah.
You're spinning right now.
Mister, you gonna read me my rights?
Just when you thought it couldn't escalate further, the woman questions the grounds of her arrest, becoming more verbally aggressive. She continues to demand her rights and questions the validity of the police action, insisting it feels like a show. The situation remains highly charged as officers try to manage her outbursts. And guess what? It gets even crazier.
Are you gonna read me my rights? Are you gonna read me my rights?
Ma'am, quit.
Are you gonna read me my rights?
Wait till we read your rights. That's what makes
No! You didn't read my rights!
Okay, just stop, okay?
Stop what?
Okay.
Stop what?
Are you ready for more? Because here it comes. The woman is placed in a police vehicle but becomes physically distraught, banging her head against the car. Officers repeatedly urge her to stop to prevent further injury. They communicate her behavior over the radio, emphasizing the urgency of the situation. The next bit, you won't see it coming.
Have a seat? Am I a dog?
A seat, ma'am.
Am I a dog?
What's your head in there?
You're in there?
Yep. Coming in. They're coming in. They're coming in.
Pull over some more.
Okay. Sit up, ma'am.
Nope. I am ashamed to you freaking.
You think this is nuts? There's more. While in the car, the woman identifies an officer by name and accuses him of wrongdoing. She continues her verbal tirade, calling the officers idiots and questioning their knowledge and authority. The officers maintain their composure, trying to de-escalate the situation. The confrontation takes another wild turn next.
Okay. I freaking know who you are. And guess what? You are.
Okay.
Yeah. What? So what are you arresting me on? Yo? Verbally aggressive. Oh my God.
Fasten your seatbelts. We're not done yet. The woman repeatedly bangs her head, prompting officers to intervene physically to prevent self-harm. They continue to attempt communication, reassuring her that she is not a bad person and urging her to stop hurting herself for her own safety. Don't go anywhere. The finale is up next.
She's banging her head in the car. She's banging her head. Female banging her head on the cage.
Let me go out!
Ma'am, stop. Ma'am, stop banging your head.
Oh, ew.
Stop banging. No. Stop banging your head.
Can you handle what's next? Because here it comes. Officers discuss transporting the woman to a hospital for her injuries and her erratic behavior. Still needing her cooperation, she requests to file a report against the officers, which they agree to document. The situation remains tense as officers try to navigate her cooperation and transport her safely. Ready for the grand finale? Keep watching.
I am trying to get it where we can take you to the hospital, but you need to calm down.
Really?
Yes.
Julia.
I told you I would stay with you. I'm not going to go back on my word.
I want to file a report.
Okay.
I want to file a report right now.
Okay.
Because you, no.
I just got here, so.
No. Good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, can we go sit?
Yeah.
You won't believe this one. An officer discovers Councilman Matthew Riley asleep in his car with a crack pipe in his hand. The councilman claims he was choking in his sleep due to sleep apnea. The scene unfolds with the officer explaining he cannot let Riley go due to the circumstances. As this drama unfolds, stick around because it only gets wilder from here.
You were literally choking in your sleep.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hand.
A city councilman faces a drug charge. A police officer finds him sleeping in his car with a crack pipe in his hand. Body camera recorded the interaction he had with Councilman Matthew Riley.
Seriously, take a look at this. The officer rouses Councilman Riley, who appears disoriented. Riley holds a lighter and pipe as the officer questions him about any weapons. The councilman responds negatively, indicating he has no weapons but appears to be under the influence. If you thought this was crazy, just wait until you see what's coming up next.
You can see Riley sleeping as the officer approaches. Riley has a lighter and a pipe in his hand. The officer rouses him from his sleep.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Hold on, it gets juicier. Riley tries to explain his condition by mentioning his medical issue, sleep apnea, and is informed that his actions, including holding a crack pipe, are recorded on the officer's body camera. The situation escalates as the officer makes clear the evidence is undeniable. Gear up because what happens next is even more jaw-dropping.
So you were literally choking in your sleep.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hand. So it's like, listen, I have a body camera. Obviously, everything I have is recorded. What I've observed is on camera, so I can't pretend I didn't. You know, so a rescue's gonna come here.
Now, this is a doozy. Councilman Riley admits to struggling with addiction and mentions a recent relapse after 13 years of sobriety. He connects his drug use to undergoing a painful divorce, highlighting the personal struggles behind his public scandal. But hang tight, the discovery in his car next is a real kicker.
How long have you had this problem, man?
It was a relapse. I've been clean for 13 years.
All right.
Just went through a really, really bad divorce recently.
Okay.
And it thickens. EMTs arrive to check on Riley while the officer searches his car, finding a chore boy scouring pad, often used as a makeshift filter in crack pipes. This discovery suggests the presence of paraphernalia associated with drug use. The plot twists again just around the corner.
As the police officers search his vehicle, which is littered with trash and junk, the officer found a chore boy scouring pad in the glove box. Drug users sometimes use a chore boy to make a crack pipe. A second officer arrived. They approached the vehicle to test suspected drugs found in the car.
Things just escalated. Testing begins on suspected drugs found in Riley's car, with officers discussing the presence and potential dangers of the substances found. There is a concern about possible contamination with fentanyl, a potent synthetic opioid. The officer's next moves are critical, and you won't want to miss it.
Be careful, because he was on the nod. It's mixed with something else, but... Listen. Do you need this knife? Yeah, let me use that.
Be careful with that stuff. I don't know if that's fentanyl laced or not. There's white all over there. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I was just telling him the same thing.
As we dive deeper, the tension builds. The sergeant on the scene decides to charge Riley as they find more evidence of drug use. The officers prepare to handle the substances safely, suspecting they include dangerous drugs like crack cocaine and possibly fentanyl. What they discuss next will definitely keep you on the edge of your seat.
Thumb.
Well,
right away.
Fentanyl?
Coke, crack, pot for crack. I can test it for fentanyl too.
Test it for both, just to make sure that I don't know. Just
snap a picture of that.
Especially when you put it.
The sergeant on scene tells the officers to charge Riley.
He wants to have his mother come get the car, but I'm not. No, not getting there, touching all that. All that white powder, is that? Yeah, that's definitely crack.
Just when you think it couldn't get more intense, a conversation between officers reveals Riley bought the drugs recently, possibly from a regular dealer. This interaction sheds light on his ongoing drug issues and the risks involved with the substances he purchased. Keep watching, because the officer's next discussion is absolutely telling.
The first officer on scene also removed a crack pipe from Riley's vehicle.
Yeah, I know. It's not like I have an option here, man. Sorry.
No, you got anything on you?
All right.
Here's where it gets real. Councilman Riley worries about the impact of his arrest on his political career and fears the media finding out. An officer reassures him about the confidentiality of the arrest, though they acknowledge that arrest records are public. The concluding remarks in this saga are just around the bend.
This is a terrible situation. We're all in a tough spot, but we got to do what we got to do right by the numbers. It'll help you in the end. And you'll say to us a month from now, good, best thing that ever happened to me. You can't go down this road anymore.
No.
God forbid we find you. That's terrible. You know what I mean? You were down in the car.
No, I've been appointment set up for the 17th.
Yeah.
As we wrap this up, take this in. The video concludes with a summary of Riley's situation post-arrest. He faces drug possession charges, has resigned from his party chairmanship, and has checked into rehab. The mayor has called for his resignation from the city council, which he has complied with.
Matthew Riley faces a drug possession charge. He's resigned from his position and he's in rehab. The mayor of the city has urged him to step down from city council, and Riley will be back in court next month.